Hi everyone, it's Laura. I've toyed with making this video for quite a while now and was going back and forth, but for various reasons I've decided to go ahead and share my story. I'm going to try to make this short and sweet. I was going to go live on Facebook, but I was afraid I wouldn't be able to make it through the message without breaking down, so I'm recording it in advance just in case that happens. What I wanted to share is that for going on 3 years now, Owen and I have been trying to have a baby. I'm not going to go into the sordid details of our entire journey and the things that we've gone through, but suffice it to say, I am not currently pregnant, so we have thus far failed in our efforts. We've both gone through a tremendous amount of testing, and we both passed with flying colors. Owen is extremely healthy, and his levels and quality have all come back off the charts, and I am in the best health of my life, and the doctors have said there's no reason I shouldn't be able to get pregnant. And even the factors that they worry about when a woman gets a little bit older, like I am in my late 30s, aren't present for me. They've ruled out any age-related difficulties. So what does that mean? It means we fall into a bucket of people that they just label as unexplained infertility. And surprisingly enough, 20% of infertility cases fall into the unexplained infertility bucket. There isn't a specific condition or deficiency in either the male or the female that causes the infertility. It's just not happening. So, we've gone through our various highs and lows where we blame different things and we wonder different things, but when you take into account that Owen's gone half the year, when you take into the account that I am a little bit older, when you take into account that things just need to line up perfectly, and that doctors say that in all things being equal, you only have about a 15 to 20% each month to actually conceive. All those things considered, it just hasn't happened for us. We're not giving up. The reason I'm sharing this now is that it is Infertility Awareness Week, and I've seen various posts about it on Facebook, and I was just going to share an infographic or a meme, but I thought it was a little bit more impactful if I shared my personal story. So I'm not sharing this to get a flood of advice. I appreciate it, but it's really unnecessary. We've sought the advice of a variety of different specialists from all walks of life, and we're getting all of the support and the attention we need, and we have tried a ton of the regular different types of treatments and are going to continue to go down that path. So warm thoughts appreciated, but advice not necessary. I'm also not sharing this to get a ton of sympathy or attention. I have a huge support system. Our families and friends are wonderful, and I'm not doing this to get some sort of sob story out there and have people feel bad for me. So why am I sharing this? Well, like I said, it's Infertility Awareness Week, and I'm a member of several infertility awareness private groups on Facebook, and I see a variety of different reactions to the topic. In that group. Some people are very scared to share their story because they're not sure how people will react. Some people are very public with their story. Some people fall in the middle, which is sort of where Owen and I have been. We've told the people closest to us, but we've just been a little bit more close to the vest because we're both private people. I guess that's out of the bag now, so I'm sharing it. What I've also seen is a lot of different reactions to other people with children and how other people with children react to the people that don't have children, etc. So while I can't speak for everybody that is struggling with infertility, I wanted to just set the record straight with me and in regard to me and how I feel about it, in hopes that this just may make people think a little bit more when you see somebody without a child, or when you have a friend that's childless, etc. First things first, I think it's obvious, but it should go without saying, but I think it needs to be said, that having children is a very deliberate choice. For most people, obviously there's people that have them by accident, but having a child should be a choice, And there's people that choose not to. And those people are not terrible people. There's people who are wonderful people. I have several in my life. And their choice is their choice, and it's a wonderful choice. I think the choice to not have children is just as important as the choice to have children, because you know your lifestyle and you know what's right for you and your family. The second thing I want to say is a family does not have to include a child. It breaks my heart sometimes when people say things like, well, you don't have a family. I do have a family. I have a husband. I have a dog. I have a home. And that's my family. That's my reality. And I know it hurts other people to hear that too when you don't have a family. A child adds to a family, but it doesn't make a family. The third thing I want to just bring up is don't assume that somebody that doesn't have a child doesn't want a child. I know that there are people in my community that have made that assumption about me. Not people that are close to me, but people maybe that have only met me once or twice that think Owen and I are just the typical dinks, double income, no kids, and living the life and going out to eat and etc. And that's not the case. So we have a great life. We have a wonderful life. But we would like to add a child to our family. So that assumption isn't fair and isn't valid. Take every case as it comes to you. And don't judge somebody for having a child or for not having a child. And then lastly, don't assume that I don't like children or that somebody that doesn't have kids doesn't like children. And don't assume that because I'm struggling to have a child that I don't want to be around your children, or I don't want to talk about your children, or I don't want to be included in things. This might be a place where I differ from other people. I know there's people that are struggling in the groups that I participate in that have trouble seeing pregnancy announcements and have trouble going to baby showers and have trouble being around their friends' kids. It's kind of the opposite for me. I love children, and so I am happy when I get to be around my friends' kids and when I get to hold a baby and when I get to be part of that joy, because it's one of the few things that I don't have in my life that adds joy. So why would I want to not be around that? So don't stop inviting us. Don't stop including us in things. And don't assume that you're a burden either. I mean, I think the opposite perception is true, that people with kids think that those people without kids don't want our kids around. Like, what a drag. Probably not true. Again, circumstantial, but ask your friends, ask the people you're interacting with about their preference. And then the final thing I'll say is, don't assume that everyone that has kids didn't struggle to get them. I have several very close friends that have gone through fertility treatments and have had success, and it was a struggle for them. And I have other people that I know in the community through my journey that have, after years and years, finally had success. So don't just look at somebody that had a kid and think it was easy for them. Lots of people struggle. It's a huge topic and one that I could talk about for a really long time. But I really just wanted to ask everybody in my Facebook community to just be a little bit more aware of the just variety of struggles that are out there around this topic, the variety of journeys there are when it comes to when you have a child, how you have a child, if you have a child, and just be as sensitive as you can to people on both sides of that spectrum. And just love each other. Just continue to support the friendships that you have, regardless of their choices, and look beyond whether or not they have children to the lives they're living and the people that they are. And if you suspect somebody is struggling, or if you wonder, like, hey, why doesn't that person have a kid? Or ask the question, but ask it sensitively, because you just don't know what's behind that question. It could be a 3-year struggle like mine. It could be a 10-year struggle like some people that I've come across. It could be I simply cannot have them, which is a message I feared and I've heard other people have received. So that's even more devastating. Thank you for taking the time to listen. I'm going to cut myself off here before I either start to cry or I babble too much longer. But again, Infertility Awareness Week, spread the message, spread the love, and thank you all for listening.